less than 100 years ago, we were in a very strong, culturally Christian culture. And today we're no longer in that. So we are being faced with the same challenges that the apostles faced and that the early Christians faced, that the majority of the world isn't Christian. So the future of the church is reliving out our charism of being an active witness within the world. No longer can we expect the world to come to us. When you have a Christian or a Catholic culture, the priest can expect for the people to come to him, but we live in a very missionary time, a very apostolic time. And so the priest of the 21st century and in the future is going to have to be like the apostles. He's going to have to do a lot of traveling, a lot of meeting people where they are, whether that's in the laundromat or in the grocery store. He needs to go to where the people are, as Pope Francis keeps telling us.
Wherever God is calling me to serve, in my parish, in a hospital, or in a school, or even in the street, wherever God is calling me to do that, that's where I'm going to make that happen.
Unfortunately, I think there's a little bit of darkness coming out in the church throughout the world. Persecutions of Christians, not just Catholics, but all Christians in the Middle East. Some of the secularization in our culture here in the United States and the Western world. Persecutions in Asia and in some parts of Africa. But I think out of that darkness, great things arise. God works out of that. If you look in the history of the church, in dark times, provided great saints. I think over the next few years, we're going to see some great people show up in the church and do some great things.
Even in our classes at St. John's Seminary, we talk about this idea of getting the laity more involved in the day-to-day activities of a parish in very simple ways. I mean, it can be in terms of having additional devotions throughout the week, as more and more priests will kind of be called to be pastors of maybe 2 or even 3 parishes. There will be still a great need for our people to be nourished spiritually. And I think in a lot of ways, the laity will kind of rise up to help fill those kind of day-to-day devotionals, leading rosaries in the parishes, doing different things that it would have been very commonplace for a priest or a religious sister to do, but they will kind of take it upon themselves through our encouragement and support to kind of continue to have a vibrant spiritual life in our parishes.
The future of the Catholic Church is bright. There's no other way to put it. In the church, I think we see time and time again how we go through times of prosperity and then we go through times of not so great prosperity. But in those times that aren't looking so great is where God comes in and raises up great men and women in the church that just inspire a whole new springtime in the church. And I think that's where we're headed right now.
I believe the future of our church rests in our families. I think our families are under attack in our culture and from all different directions, and it's in our families that we first learn our love for Christ, our love for the church, and so we have to get back to understanding the importance of the family in our church for the sake of vocations and for the sake of young people coming back into the church.